good morning, or um, hello in the midday, good evening. This is Maria here from the Awakened Artist Academy and Born to Create podcast. I am coming live today to talk with you about the topic of being interested, and actually with the motivation or with the idea behind it of reaching out to people. So if you're an artist and you are desiring to perhaps sell your art and create more art every day so that you can maybe leave your full-time job or your part-time job and make art every day, one thing that I can invite you to do is actually to ask more people, ask artists actually about how they've done it. Get in touch with them, be interested. Contact podcasts perhaps to talk about your story, because the more people connect to your story, the more people are interested in your art and understanding more about your art. And in podcasts, you have a great way of being able to discuss certain aspects of how you think and things that make your art be your art. So it's a very good way of people getting to know you, because ultimately the more you can show your art or your face, the more connections you can make. And that also brings me to having conversations with gallerists, approaching gallerists online. I mean, we have a pool of people online, of gallerists, our collectors, and professionals in the field. So again, approach them, be interested in them. If you have a certain gallery or a certain gallery that you would like to be represented in, or have what's the name now? A residency or so, put yourself out there, make connections, ask other artists how they've done it, and try to just be interested. The being interested part is something that I find is really important, because oftentimes when we go into social media, we could just scroll around, like some things, but maybe talk with some people, but oftentimes we can feel, when we are in the hurry of creating an art business or a business in general, we can feel in a hurry, and then we might feel like we just want to put ourselves out there, but we try to not waste, and I'm doing like this because it's not a waste, more time, and then we miss on really spending time being interested, being genuinely interested, being in there for for the connections with the people, and for being interested about what others do, what the people do, what the gallerists do, what kind of other artists they have in the gallery, what kind of artistic style they love, and to get to know more about them. So sometimes we go on social media or somewhere, and we might be in fear, we might be in our minds and believing certain stories in our minds, but then it becomes about us. Then we're in there for us. But the being interested part is pretty important, because when you're interested about the other person, and and you're genuinely connected to what they do, and that means artists, gallerists and art collectors, then you will definitely make more out of the connection and the input of energy that you're bringing in there. Genuine soul connection and excitement for it will bring you back more rewards, right? So this is just an invitation for you. If you perhaps have been laying back a little bit more, there's a time for everything. We have ups and downs, so sometimes it's to give yourself permission to obviously be away from social media, or be away from your work in that sense. But perhaps this might be an invitation to you to reach out to 2 or 3 gallerists a day that you are genuinely interested in, and ask them questions, and be curious about their art and their curators, and their curations and about, their gallery and about what they represent and the artists they represent. And then you can ask more questions. How can you, if it's a gallery that interests you, how can you apply to be a resident there, for example? Or you approach art collectors and ask them questions, because I think curiosity takes us a long way. So that's just from me today. It's just a little reminder about showing up and reaching out to people and to genuinely be interested, because then we're in it for not just for ourselves, if that makes sense. And fear-based is about us. So when we have a fear somewhere, not wanting to show up or not wanting to connect, then we're thinking about us. Doesn't matter what a heartful person you are. Everyone has the fears, but when we have fear, and I have them, everyone does, then we're not thinking about the people that we might connect with and that we might inspire, that we're thinking from our ego self, from the fear of being judged, from the fear of not being liked and stuff, and that's all about our ego. So how can you reach out more? That's just a short one for me, and I wish you a wonderful day.